if you're using WhatsApp or email, this Excel trick will change your work life. Hi, I'm Harshita. Welcome to All About HR. And this channel is for the professionals who already knew the Excel and want to use Excel for their operational work. To train you on auto updating operations tracker, statuses, based workflow, manager, ready reporting, zero manual follow-ups. So as you guys can see my screen here, I do have a data which is an existing one from A to I. Okay, now I'm going to work on the column JKL. So for the J column, what I need to do is I need to find out the days pending, and for K column, auto delay logic. For the L column, SLA breach flag. So for the days pending, the formula which I'm going to use is if. The reason why I'm going to use the if formula is this would be very helpful for us to understand in a easier terms comparing to other formulas for this kind of complex uh, data seeking, for this kind of data complex which wherever we need to find exactly the number of days. So in that place, this for if formula would work. So I'm going to select this H2 equals to uh, double inverted quotes. So in the double inverted quotes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type completed. The reason is the status should be completed. If the H2 status says completed, then I would need it to say no delay. Okay, then comma, I'm going to apply today's formula. The reason why I'm applying today's formula is to exactly calculate the number of days it has crossed, or the number of days still pending. Okay, it's like got delayed or in progress, or we still have a dates available. Then after I select this today's formula, what I'm going to do is minus this one, due date. Enter. You got it. And I'm going to spread it across all the cells wherever I have my data. So if you can see here, this is still in progress, and we are not sure whether it is going to get delayed or it's going to get completed today. So that's the reason it's showing as in progress and 0 days pending. Okay, here if you see, it has got delayed by 2 days. Here if you see, it still has 3 more days to complete. Here if you see, there is no delay. 1 day left, 4 days left, it has crossed 1 day, 3 days left, 3 days left. Okay, so ideally this formula helps us to calculate on an automated basis. For example, if you're going to come back to the sheet tomorrow and you're going to search for the details, so it's going to change it according to the date you're going to open, because the trick is we have used today formula. Okay, so now coming to the auto delay logic. Okay, so for auto delay logic also we are going to use today sorry if formula, and under if I'm going to open one more formula called and in that formula what I'm going to do is first I'm going to select the status. If it is greater than or equals to completed, the reason why I'm using greater than or equals to completed, so that it can auto generate like what is the exact status. Okay, comma, again I'm going to use today formula, today. Okay, and in the today formula I'm going to simply close the brackets. I'm not going to give any details. And then if today is greater than the due date, then say it as delayed. And again you can simply go back here and give this formula, but before you close this, just make sure here you're going to close this formula first, because the reason why I'm asking you to close this is the formula might run up into an error if we don't do that. Now I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to say this as delayed, for example. So it says like delayed. If at all I'm going to put the date as 16th and keep the status as delayed, it still shows delayed. But what if I say the status as completed and come here and change this date to the future past date, it's still going to show completed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this in progress and paste this in progress here, and you can see the change because the date over here is a past dated and the status which we are seeing here is in progress. So just to come into a proper understanding, it says like delayed. That is an actual status because it's still under in progress and the due date has been crossed. In the same way, if you see all this, it shows that. So for example, I'm going to keep it as delayed and push it to future date. For example, I'm going to push it to the future date. It still says delayed. Do you guys know any reason? Because ideally it is considering like maybe we have pushed the dates. That's the reason it's showing as delayed. But wherein if you're going to make this as 12 and delayed, it still shows delayed. By how many days it shows it for us, okay? So this is how these two formulas work, and these are like some advanced level formulas which are quite important for us. Now coming to the SLA breach flag. So what exactly we are going to calculate in the SLA breach flag is like whether it's going to breach the SLA or not. So for this, again, I'm going to use the same formula equals to open the brackets. So now for this, if for J2, which is like no delay, is greater than B. Here we do have a clear understanding on the number of days it has breached, or the number of days where it is within the SLA. So that's the reason I'm going to select J2. If the J2 is lesser than, if open the bracket, select E2, and then given equals to, if it is a high priority one, then mention it as a high, close the double inverted comma 2. The reason why we are using 2 is for a true one. It's like, well, if we need the exact value, only then we are going to use 2 comma, and again I'm going to open the if formula, and again I'm going to copy this equals to medium, close it comma 4 comma, if open the bracket, if again this one is equals to, this one equals to low, uh, then I'm going to close the bracket, close the double inverted code comma 6 comma 0, and since we have opened the bracket 3 times, I'm going to give a 3 brackets comma, and here I'm going to give okay. If it didn't breach, it should give okay. If it is going to breach, then it should say like breached, BRACHED, breached. Close the bracket. Enter. See, it says breached because the due date was on 12th, and if we are calculating as per today, so it says like breached. But wherein if you're going to make it like 15th, or maybe you can make it as 16th. If not, here you need to make changes saying like instead of no delay, just give me a blank space. So in that way you're going to answer this, okay? It is saying okay because it is still under progress, breached because it has crossed the SLA, within the SLA, within the SLA, within the SLA, and within the SLA it has crossed the SLA. So this is how it's working here. I hope it is clear for you guys to understand. So here we did make 3 different formulas just to summarize. So here we did find out the days pending, auto delay logic, SLA breach flag. So for the auto delay, we have used a formula equals to H2 because H is where we are going to see the status equals. If there is nothing wherein it is not breaching or it's not getting delayed, then we just left it normally, and we opened again today formula minus G2 is the due date. Coming to the auto delay logic, if you see here, if and both the formulas we did use along with the today's formula. So here what I did is like if and, because and formula is like this, or instead of this or that, it always try to calculate based on we can use this and this, like that. Okay, so H2, again H2 is the status. If the status is completed today is greater than this one due date, then it should say delayed. If not, like show the as usual status of H2. That's what we did apply for the auto delay logic. For the SLA breach, what we did is like equals to J2. J is like the number of days it's breaching. Okay, I mean the days calculation. So that's the reason we did take this J2, and then again we did use the high priority. If it is equals to high priority, then 2 is like give me the true value. And again, if you see again, I did select the same E2 and gave, if it is a medium, then give me 4, then give me a 6. The reason why I just mentioned 2, 4, 6 is like true, true, true. And if you're going to mention 1, 3, 5, 7, that falls under the category of false. Okay, whenever we are using this kind of formulas. So, comma 0. And if it is not breaching, then it should say okay. And if it is breaching, then it should say breached. That is what we did in the third formula. Hope you guys liked it. So, as I promised in the start, I did train you on how do we create an auto updating operation tracker, status based workflow, manage the ready reporting, zero manual follow ups. So, here we can also make one more thing, which is like a conditional formatting. But for that, stay tuned to the next video. I'll show you that. How do we create it? Till then, be safe and have a healthy diet. Be healthy for yourself and for your family also, because you're the one who's going to take care of everyone. So love you guys. Bye bye.